Well then, that was quite a game. Quite an unexpected ending. Now, the fever of my team, so I'm gonna take some time to enjoy this. I really am. I'm gonna take some time to enjoy this win, but at the same time, I'm also gonna be honest. We have a lot of issues. This win's a nice little distraction from the fact that we have a lot of issues. We should have never been down by 21 to have to come back against the Connecticut Sun, and we should have won it in regulation. I don't know what our issue is on these end of regulation plays. That's 3 games in a row where we've had a chance to win the game or tie the game with a final few seconds play at the end of regulation, and it just looked completely disjointed with like not much going on. So that's a coaching issue, and we have a lot of coaching issues too. Again, this win doesn't change that. Seemed like once the team just kind of started playing and not, trying to stick to a script, they played a lot better. They played amazingly. Obviously, it doesn't matter who you are. When you're down by 21 and you come back, force overtime, and then dominate overtime like that, that's good. That's a big deal, and proud of them. I'm very, very proud. The players on this team have so much heart. I'm so proud of them and so happy, so proud to pull for them. I really am. The organization has issues, the coaching staff has issues, but the players I love. I love every single one of them. Even Bree Turner, who hasn't done anything all year, we give her a chance, and she actually does some good stuff. Why have we been using her? We still didn't use Chloe Bibby very much today. Got to give her a chance to get going, Didn't use Michaela Timpson much. I mean, Natasha Howard did amazing. Again, she has so much heart and soul and pride and effort. Like I said, it's hard to put into words just how proud I am of her, how impressed I am by her, what she's done this year. I mean, like I said, she was probably promised a prominent spot. That's why she was talking to MVP before the season. Much like DeWanna Bonner was promised a lot and didn't get it. Difference is DeWanna Bonner quit, and Natasha Howard has kept her nose down and her head down and kept moving. So a lot of interesting stuff. First off, Kelsey Mitchell. I don't even know what her final point total was. It was at least 38, possibly more. Her hitting those shots towards the end was just amazing. We did the similar script. We fell behind big, or we either fall behind big or we get up big and then lose it. Either way, we give up a lot of points quick. And we're either down by a lot or up by a lot and lose it quick. But this time we were down by a lot. We'd get close. We'd fall back behind. We got within 8, then next thing you know, we're down by 15. Got back to within 10, down by 15 again or something like that in the fourth quarter. We came back, though. We hung in there this time. We were able to come back. Playing the Connecticut Sun, a crappy team, helps. But like I said, Kelsey Mitchell in that second half. Her first half, I mean, she was trying. She was running around. Her shot wasn't falling. But this is the time where, what Kelsey Mitchell brings to the table is a good thing. She never lost confidence. She never deferred. She kept shooting, and that was a good thing. She dominated the fourth quarter and just could have been the only player out there on overtime. Not that everybody didn't try, but she's all we needed, and we smartly kept feeding it to her. Aaliyah Boston kept feeding it to her. Aaliyah had a great overall game. I feel like she still needs to be a little more aggressive offensively, demanding the ball, but you know what? We're very lucky to have her, and she'll get there. And we'll finally start, developing some plays around her. Lexi Hull, clutch 3 there at the end. She did a great job. She did a very good job defensively. She had a couple BS fouls called on her that luckily got called back. Marina Mayberry at one point got a shot. She just put her arm out and shoved Lexi right out of bounds, and they didn't call it, but that's okay. We won. That's all that matters. Marina Mayberry, again, the fact that she's one of the top players in the league, when this league goes to 15 teams or 16 or 17 or 18, whatever it's going to be, she'll probably be the top player on a team, and that's the reason why we don't need to be expanding. But, that is what it is. And like I said, I think her name is Bree Hartley. I didn't know her name when I did my halftime report there. That was intentional. I don't care what anybody says. She kind of started to fall. She saw Sophie, and she dove right at her knee. I haven't heard any updates. Probably tore her ACL. Sophie, that is. Didn't need that. Like I said, the Lynx are going to kill us. That's all there is to it. So hate losing her, but like I said, just so much heart and effort by Kelsey Mitchell, by Natasha Howard. Like I said, Leah Boston did an amazing job. Odyssey Sims, good to have her. We got her and didn't use her at first because why not? It's Stephanie White coaching, so of course we're not going to use her. It might actually help us win. We don't want to do that. We don't want to win a certain way, but Odyssey did amazing. And like I said, just a super effort by the team to not fall apart there. And like I said, defensively, I felt like they clamped down well. Like I said, a lot of big shots. Caitlin, this is the first game she didn't travel with the team, too, so I was a little surprised by that, and I'm wondering what that means. Now, unlike Angel Reese, I don't think this is a case where she's quitting. I'm hoping that she's staying back because she's getting that last bit of treatment and needs every moment of treatment in this 5-game break to, get out there and hopefully play some. I know I keep saying shut her down for the season. I still don't think we're going anywhere, even if we make the playoffs. Because like I said, as excited as I am by the way that game went, we didn't need to be in that position. And like I said, if we go through those stretches against teams like Minnesota, who are probably, if we make the playoffs, are probably going to be the 8th seed playing Minnesota, or maybe the 7th seed playing New York. We're going to get killed. We're going to lose those games by 50 points each. But maybe she gets some playing time in. Maybe they can start to build something for next year. Maybe they can, see what they need to do for the future. But like I said, the WNBA has so much to clean up still. Like I said, that was just Bria Hartley diving at her knees and took her out. Probably tore her ACL. And like I said, the Connecticut Sun keep doing stuff like that. They hurt Caitlin. They poked her in the eye last year. Now they've taken Sophie out for the season probably. It'd be interesting to see if Caitlin Clark can come back, if they can, get a really good, system going with her and Chloe and Lexi and Natasha and, everybody, rotating in and out. And with Odyssey, I think, being a very capable backup. Like I said, at this point, I think it's a little too late as far as seeding. I think we're probably get swept by Minnesota in the first round. But I'm proud of them. That was a good comeback. We have a lot of pieces we can build a great team around. But we have to get a new coach. Stephanie, I was every time Connecticut called timeout, I just cringed because I knew Stephanie was going to draw up a play, and most times she draws up a play, it don't work. So again, ownership needs to get in there, pull her, Stephanie White, and Kelly Crossnoff and Amber Cox in there, and say, look. First of all, what's our plan with Caitlin Clark? Like I said in the last game video, unless it's anything other than, we're giving her the keys and we're going to build a team specifically around her. Gone, bye. We're getting somebody else in here. And I was going to ask them, what are y'all going to do about Stephanie White? Anything other than, we're going to move on with a new coach next year. Y'all are out. We're getting some executives that know what they're doing, and a coach who knows what they're doing. So, like I said, the fact it fell behind that much to start with just shows, Stephanie does not have her team fired up and ready to go. They had to fire themselves up. Playing these jerks on the Sun. I can't stand that team. I hope they really are miserable after this loss. Hope they try to sleep tonight and they're like, oh my God, how did we blow that lead? 21 points. 21 points, you blew it. You blew it. So, like I said, just got a lot to go, though. So, overall, like I said, pretty disappointing season just for the league as a whole, and especially for the Fever. If you're out there trying and, making what you think are the right moves and adjusting as time goes, but to stubbornly stay in the system the way Stephanie White has is frustrating. But, you know what? There's hope, but it all rests on management and the executives. If I'm Caitlin, I'm asking them, what's our plans for next year with coaching and the executives? If they say we're staying the same, I'm off to Europe. Out there, get some real, try to play for a real organization and a real league, to be honest with you. These leagues that players are actually, skipping games in the WNBA season to go play in. So that's just them. So congrats to Indiana. Congrats to Kelsey. What an amazing, amazing comeback, an amazing game. I'm going to enjoy that for now and worry about the problems later. So thank you guys for watching, and y'all take care.